Hello lovely key people, it's Cara here and I am so mad. How are you all? I hope you're keeping well. Grab a cup of tea because I'm going to take you through some of my latest makes. It is a glorious afternoon here in my part of the world. We've had every kind of weather this week, so English of me to talk about the weather naturally. As I look out of my window, I have no seagulls, so there may be no gull disturbance, although there is a rook who has decided to get in on the act. But I love this time of year. I've also got some people making a noise behind me, which is annoying, but no mind. I love this time of year because it's, well, where are we now? 10th of September today, so I'm hoping to edit this and get this out to you this weekend, which is exciting. And you kind of expect it to be autumnal. Of my childhood years, this would have been an autumnal time of year, but right now it's baking out there, and I just took a picture of where I was sitting a moment ago, and I'm going to pop that in here because it's absolutely stunning. I'm wearing, what I reflect on in the picture is a very creased, this is the Alexa shirt dress, or Alex shirt dress, I think it's Alexa, from Sew Over It, many moons ago. I think it was out of her first ebook, which I forget the name of, but I absolutely love this dress actually. I think if I stand up you can see, I tried to take a picture of it, because it looks really creased in the picture. I don't think it looks that creased. It is sort of it's quite low cut, which I quite like. It's a little bit scandalous, but and then it's sort of, you know, it's a traditional shirt dress really. I really like it. I made it years and years ago. And when I woke up this morning, I thought, you know what? I'm going to put on something that I haven't worn in a long time, and this was my choice. So there you go. I love to do that every now and again, to challenge myself as to what I'm picking up out of my wardrobe, because, as you know, I have a lot of clothes. The other thing I'm wearing today also is brand new spectacles. So I've entered into the world of what they call an office lens, which is sort of precursor to a varifocal, sorry. You've got top, middle and bottom, so reading at the bottom, off at a desk height at the middle, and then up to 4 meters at the top. So it's all a little new to me, to be honest, because I've got to look down if I'm reading and then straight ahead and slightly ahead. So, but I quite like them. They're clear. You can see there. I'd love to know what you think about those as I enter into this. And my hair is hanging on in there with some pink. I have had it cut recently, but it's gone sort of a light rose, which I really like. And obviously it'll grow out, it'll fade, it'll do whatever it wants to do. But I like to try different things, so that's all fine with me. Can't believe it, so seagulls just landed up there. Okay, so let me take you through what I have been making. I have had an amazing few weeks. It's actually been a few weeks since I videoed, because I had some films that I wanted to for you to be seeing whilst I was off living my life and doing other things. If you follow me on Instagram, thank you, hello. I am so mad over on Instagram, and you'll have seen, I think, the majority of these things, bar two, I think. Because I had a joint 80th and 18th birthday party last weekend. Thank you for all your lovely birthday messages. I did pass them all on to my dad and to Molly, my daughter, and we had a wonderful day. And then, as I alluded to in my last video, I wanted to make a shirt for my dad and have a coordinating outfit for myself. So I chose, I chose this fabric, which I got recently in Birmingham in one of my mammoth fabric hauls. Thank you so much to everybody for your patience with my 3 videos about fabric. If you haven't had a chance to watch those, it's just a bit of fun. It's kind of me really diarising my weekend in fabric, really. What a dream scenario. Oh, Can I just tell you though, if you are going to Birmingham for the Sew Brum meetup in a few months' time, if you're driving, please don't get stung with the low emissions fines. I had no idea that that was a thing, so I drove to Birmingham because we parked right in the centre of Birmingham and we stayed at a hotel right in the centre of Birmingham. Nobody mentioned that we're in a low emission zone, nobody mentioned it at the hotel, I didn't see any signs all weekend, and sadly for me I got not one but 2 fines, which is £60 a time, because you need to be paying £8 a day for low emissions. I have a lot of views about that. Basically it's discriminating me for the fact that I have a slightly older car. Yeah, I understand the low emissions thing, I think, but I'm not from an area that has it. Maybe it's because I don't live in a town centre or something, but I'm absolutely fuming about the fact that I got no notification and then just had to pay a bill. I think you should have had a text or something to say you've entered into a low emissions and then pay a bill. However, this is a film about fabric and my recent makes, not about my fines, but I thought I'd just give you a heads up, so some of you hopefully are going to Birmingham for Sew Brum or whatever, just check out the low emissions before you go, otherwise you'll get £120 fine, or £60 for every day you're there without paying the fine, effectively, or driving your car at least. Anyway, moving back to this, sorry about that. This beautiful fabric I picked up from the rag market in Birmingham. Actually, I have a top tip for you for a fellow YouTuber, which I'm sure you've all heard of. Her name is Viki Sews, and she's recently, she's been having a YouTube channel for a while, and she's new to me, and she's building her subscribers like we all are. And she featured this fabric, and she also mentioned my dad and my daughter, my dad and I, which is very sweet. Thank you, Becky. I love your videos, and please, I'll put the name on here, Viki Sews. Go and check her out both on Instagram and YouTube, because she has an amazing style. Yeah, it's lovely. So I made this. Just enough talking, waffling, Cara. Talk about what you made. I made this. This is the Stitchbird dress by the Sewing Revival. I will put a picture of me in here wearing it. This is such a simple make. I absolutely love it. It's got this beautiful, I'm going to come right in. It's got a beautiful pleat just here. I made the V-neck version. You can see there hanging on my hanger. And then it's got this beautiful pleat detail here. It's a very simple construction. I love it. Didn't take any time at all to do. It's got a very slight cocoon shape to it, which is incredibly flattering. And in the recent hot weather we've had, this has just been dreamy to wear. Just a note, and if you are going to be sewing with a fabric like this, or just try and remember to change your needle to a fine needle. I did not. And there are a number of runs in this. In fact, it's not so bad. I didn't do so much. It's not so bad on this dress, but on my dad's shirt, where I've done hems and things like that, there has been a number of runs in it. So just a tip for that. But I absolutely love this. And then I did the classic YouTuber thing. I made my dad the Negroni shirt by Seamwork. And I classically forgot to take any decent pictures of it before I gave it to my dad, but luckily I've got a few pictures of my dad in it, and there's one of me and my dad standing next to each other, so I'll put that up here. But the Negroni shirt is a reveal collar, not too dissimilar to like this actually, but it is a classic sort of Hawaiian shirt style and was perfect in this colourway. My dad is into bright shirts and has a massive collection of shirts actually. It's quite insane how many shirts he has. And oh, it was so sweet. He turned up here. I wanted to meet up with him the days before so that I knew that it fitted and everything, but we just couldn't get our diaries working. So he literally turned up here, came into the garden, put the shirt on, and then we were matching. And it's lovely. My dad's 80, but it took him a little bit longer than I would have expected for him to notice that I was in the same fabric. Whereas everyone else was like, oh, I love it, I love the matching outfits, etc. So it was really sweet. I felt really proud that I'd done it, because you know, who knows when these moments are going to be captured. You want to make sure you're living your thoughts, is my view, and I had always had a vision that I would do something like that, and I loved it, and I absolutely love this dress. Definitely could see more. Alex Judge from Alex Judge Sews did warn me they're addictive, and I can absolutely see why. So I'm now absolutely going to be making more of these, and especially in that beautiful viscose, autumnal colours viscose that I shared from the Barry's fabric haul. So that was make number one. It was really special actually. The shirt took me way longer than I could have ever imagined. It's a very simple pattern, but has got a yoke, it has pockets and things, but the viscose, if you can avoid making a shirt out of viscose, do, because it moved around like mad. So much so that when my husband put it on, because he was like my muse, if you like, he said, darling, something's not right here. And the collar is, you know, when you put the buttons on the front, and you don't really know until you put it on. But yeah, the whole thing was ridiculously out. So then I had to, luckily, what had actually happened was, oh, and I had dropped, but anyway, I sorted it out, but I ended up taking off one of the pockets, because then the pockets were like this. So it is good sewing, but it's not my finest sewing because of the fabric. Now if I'd just made it in a simple cotton, then, you know, naturally, Cara, this would have been a lot easier. But I'm delighted with the result, and we had 2 parties back to back, one on Saturday, one on the Sunday, and my dad actually very sweetly wore both the shirt to both events. I, however, wore the dress on one day and something else the next. I felt bad because he had actually turned up in the shirt 2 days in a row, but what's the lady gonna do, you know, with this many clothes? She needs to, you know, rotate them. So let me take you through, okay, so in my last video I talked about the shorts from Viki Sews. I'll put a picture up here because I had made them, I'd cut the pattern out and made a toile, or rather just basted the pieces together. I only discovered that I'd cut out the wrong height size of the pattern, and therefore they were never going to fit, and they were all a bit cheeky. Luckily for me, as I've mentioned before, Viki Sews very kindly gave me the next height band up. And you can actually amend your pattern provided you haven't downloaded it. They'll actually let you change your size once if you realise you've made a mistake before you download it. So just another top tip there. But I made the shorts. I can't remember what they're called actually, and this feels like it's only a few weeks since I made these, but these feel like 100 years ago. They got a you won't be able to see that, but they got a visible zip down the back, which is a really nice feature, and then it's all about this lovely scallop detail here. I did put pockets in, and you know, the whole thing, these shorts came together really quickly. I will put a picture, I think I'll take some footage here of me in these shorts. I've got to tell you, these aren't a win for me. These are probably a fail. They're quite wide, and they just look they're just not my style actually, which is a real shame, because they came together really easily. I'm not gonna throw them away or anything. I'll rehome these or anything like that. I will hang on to them because yeah, my thoughts on my style change. Essentially, there's nothing wrong with them. I think they're fine, but you know, just happens like that sometimes, doesn't it? Well, let me just take a sip of my tea. Suddenly I'm a little parched. Hang on. Oh, sorry about that. But it was, as you know, it was in my head. Once I get like the Stitchbird pattern, once I get a pattern in my head, just have to get it out of there and make them. And this lovely scallop detail came together really well. And on the one they've got in the picture, they actually don't finish the edge of the shorts. They stitch a lace binding, or just a strip of lace actually, across the top. I actually finished, not going to see that, but I finished mine with bias binding because I couldn't think of a way to maintain the curve by hemming it otherwise, and that worked out really well. But yeah, should be a useful pair of black shorts. In fact, they might, excuse me, they might let that much, like, can't speak. that might look quite cute in winter with some tights and some boots, so I will hold judgment on that until another time. I ought to just say, you know, here in England this week we've had a big change in our lives with our lovely Queen passing away. I just wanted to say, yeah, that's touched my heart this week. It makes you realise that no one lives forever, really, because she just seemed to be such a constant in our lives. So I'm very sad to hear all of that, but what a way to go. Shake the hands with the Prime Minister one day and then pass away peacefully the next. You gotta hand it to her. That's a stylish way of exiting our world. So rest in peace, Your Highness. On to brighter things. Now, I'm lucky enough to be part of the Felicity Fabrics blogger group, and we had a blogger, we occasionally do a group blogger make, and the lovely Caroline and Fliss over at Felicity Fabrics said that they would provide us with up to 1.5 meters of fabric, and we were all to choose some fabric and all make a top, but incorporating incorporating piping into the top. I was like, oh, I've never used piping before. A few patterns popped to mind, so the Caroline pyjamas, but obviously only had 1.5 meters of fabric to work with, so that wasn't going to be any good. And then my lovely friend Jane had released a top called the Lavant top, so Lavant, Levant top. She names all of her patterns after a local place, and actually I haven't looked up where Levant is, so I should, because they're normally very, very lovely places. And she has once again created an amazing top. Now I apologise in advance, this seems to be very creased, I'm not sure why. The Levant top is, you get the option to have a lovely bell sleeve or a sleeveless top. Now obviously I'll put, let me put this on this side, I'll put the pictures here. But as you can see, it's got these beautiful princess seams down the front. It's got a glorious V-neck here, and then this really cute detail, which is going to be quite hard to pick up at the front. So you've got side panels effectively, and then this front panel. But this bottom bit, if I come up a bit closer, has got a beautiful gathered section just here, and then the back is plain, just one whole piece. And I could not resist this fabulous fabric. Look at the colours in that. Now I know the wonderful Liz, which I'm going to come on to in a minute, but the wonderful Liz from the Baker That Sews chose this fabric recently for a make of her own, but also Jane from Dressmaker's Closet, she also chose this fabric. Michelle Sewing Bunny has also used this fabric recently, again for her own makes, not for the blogger group. But I just love it. So I bias bound the seams here on the sleeves. It comes with a lovely facing on the inside, as you can see sitting there. And then I bought this mustard piping just to pick out that lovely pop of yellow and to accentuate really the beautiful princess seams. Oh, I love it. So let me put some pictures in here. Now I had 1.5 meters of fabric. I wasn't sure at the time how much fabric the Levant top was going to make, but I wanted to make it sleeveless. And then I had a tiny amount of fabric left. You'll be like, this doesn't look like a tiny pound of fabric. There was a lot of pattern Tetris in this, and I made some shorts, some matching shorts, because I wanted to make some rather luxurious pyjamas effectively. And obviously the top isn't designed for that, but that's what I wanted to use it for, just for this particular one, although I love wearing it with jeans too. So a multi-functioning top, and I just made some very quick Safyia shorts, which seems to be been my go-to for the summer. So that probably explains why it's a little bit creased, because I've been wearing them a lot. So just some really quick and easy shorts there, no pockets or anything, because I would much rather use the fabric in the moment than have a odd amount of fabric sitting around, which I know I would never get a full top out of this. I could do some patchwork or something, you know, sort of patchwork design top, but that's not really my style. So I am very much a use the final piece of fabric kind of girl. So I absolutely love that. So thank you very much to Felicity Fabrics. Now, if you have not been onto the Felicity Fabrics website, please do check it out, because they do have the nicest range of fabrics. It's a beautiful aesthetic on there, and they very generously give all of us bloggers the opportunity for our viewers and readers to have 10% off. So I'm still getting used to my new glasses here. And if you put Cara 10, I'll put that on the screen here, you can get 10% off their fabrics as well, actually anything off their website. And they have got the most beautiful selection of haberdashery and buttons and bits and pieces. They also had a wonderful selection of bundles recently, so please do go check them out at Felicity Fabrics. But I also, I don't do links on my videos anymore, but please do head over to the website, and that's because I do it on my phone, but please do head over to the website, because the blog post about all of our blogger makes is phenomenal. I think there are about 13 or 14, maybe slightly more than that, of us taking part, and every single one of us made a different top. So if you just want some pure inspiration around a phenomenal range of tops at the moment, then please go check that out, particularly as they all incorporate binding. Everyone's was just mwah. Hello lovely Felicity Fabrics ladies, you are all amazing. Let me just stick with the Felicity Fabrics theme for a moment, because I mentioned in my previous video that I was meeting up with Liz from the Baker That Sews. Now I'm absolutely certain you all watch Liz anyway. She is a phenomenal individual, and she was part of the inspiration as to why I started YouTubing. Liz, the Baker That Sews, and Michelle from Sewing Bunny both had very recently started doing a YouTube channel. This is back 2 years ago or so, and I was really inspired by their innovation, and I reached out to both of them, Liz in particular and Michelle, to ask for advice, and they were both very generous with their responses. And Liz and I have been conversing very regularly since then. Yes, we've both got some similarities with what we do for our hobbies, but also some of our children's characteristics as well, but we just get on so well, and it's just amazing. And we've been trying to meet up for a really long time now. Liz is a teacher, so she has the summer holidays off. I don't have the summer holidays off, or school holidays necessarily. But finally we got a date in mind, and we went to Kew Gardens together. Oh my goodness, it was fantastic. Beautiful weather, and we walked miles. I very kindly watched, I was watching her video, and she very kindly mentioned me in her video as well, and she said that we'd done over 20,000 steps that day. We were together maybe 4 or 5 hours. It was sensational. If you've never been to Kew Gardens, then I highly recommend it. I will put some pictures in of me and Liz. And really, from the second we met to the second we departed, we were just talk, just lovely about life, kids, school, ambitions, obviously sewing. And she very kindly gave me some fabrics, which I'll talk about in a video coming up. I bought her more of a novelty gift really, but yeah, it's just lovely. And you know, everybody I've met, which is not a huge amount of people that are inspire me on sewing in the sewing community. But I met Jane recently from the Sussex Seamstress. I met Michelle last year. I just met Liz recently. I met the sewing trolley Dolly, who's actually one of my patients at my dentist, which is really hilarious, but hi Denise. And everybody is as lovely as you would expect them to be. There's no persona involved, they're just exactly who they are. So Liz, if you're watching, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you. You're just absolutely lovely. Oh, and she's a teacher. Just imagine being a pupil, you know, 4 or 5 years old, and having Liz as one of your guiding lights. Your whole world will be just phenomenal as a result of that, which is just lovely. So yeah, I had a lovely time. Oh, it's so exciting. And the last make I want to talk to you about, I hope I haven't already talked to you about, actually, kind of lost a bit of track. I put I know Ruan does something similar. If you make something, you sort of leave it on your door so you remember what you've made until you videoed about it, and then you can, that's what I do, and then I can release it into my wardrobe knowing I've spoken to you about it. And for some reason I haven't put this one away. And this one is an Olivia dress by Atelier Jupe. I absolutely adore this, I really do. And again, I'll put some footage in here of me wearing this. It's funny, you know, I know in some videos I say that I don't wear dresses very often. I seem to have changed my tune on that. I love a dress because it is just an outfit done, isn't it? How easy is that? I loved wearing this dress today, which I wish I'd worn more often over the summer. It's just quite a thick fabric actually. This was a sort of cotton linen blend from Dragonfly Fabrics we got many years ago. But back to this. This is the Olivia dress by Atelier Jupe. It's got this lovely open neck, got a very slight gathered at the neckline there. So come in a little bit closer, so you can see there's gathering here. It's got this very simple sort of what should we call that? It's like a shirt collar-esque, isn't it? I suppose. But it's really simple. It's very similar to the Frida blouse neckline, isn't it? And it's a pop over placket. The placket comes down to about my belly button really, so it's a very long placket. So you can probably see there, I've actually just stitched this down. I haven't even put any buttons on this one. I've just kept it open to the elements. And this fabric, oh, I love this fabric. I am so lucky in that I am a Minerva ambassador. And a few months ago, I'm sure you've heard lots of people talk about it, they put out a release saying, would you like some of our exclusive Minerva fabrics in exchange for a vlog or a blog, or actually in exchange for a blog. So there is a blog post up on the Minerva site about my make here. That's already gone live. And yeah, very, very luckily they sent me this, which I just absolutely adore. It is amazing. Yeah, the drape on this is wonderful, and I just adore wearing it. The colour and everything's probably a lot. I do like colour, don't I? I do like colour, but when I wear this, I feel particularly special, and because it's a shape I absolutely adore, as you know. So yeah, so that's the final make from. I don't actually know what time scale, if I'm honest. So I think I've probably called this video Recent Makes. I haven't thought about a title as I'm sitting here with you today. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the Minerva exclusive fabrics, please do, because this is a viscose challis. It's ever so easy to work with. It works like cotton, but is drapier and very soft, which is lovely. And also, you know, I'm a massive fan of Atelier Jupe, so please check them out if you haven't had a chance to already. Look at the creases on my dress. So it's been great to catch up with you. I hope you're all keeping well. And my next video is going to be ideas and plans, I think. So there's a few things I've got on the boil. I haven't actually done any sewing for about 5 or 6 days, I think. Done some cutting out, done some prepping. So I've got a number of things I'm working on. But yeah, yeah, that's it for me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. My subscription numbers is very gently increasing, but if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, then please do click the old subscribe button, because I love to have you here. There are a number of ways of supporting my channel. I do have a Kofi account. You can make a contribution towards my ridiculous bills. That would be, or the fines for being in Birmingham in the first place. That would be greatly appreciated. But no, on a more serious note, any contributions you can make to my channel come straight back to my channel and help me to continue making this wonderful content. There's also a super thanks button on my YouTube videos, and just below where the picture of me is in my description, there is a heart, and that is what they call super thanks, and you can press that and make a contribution direct to my channel. It comes directly to me. It doesn't have anything, obviously it goes through the Google AdSense, which is how we get paid as YouTubers. But yeah, that would be amazing. The technicality of running a YouTube video, I suppose. But yeah, stay safe on everybody, and until next time, take care. Bye bye.